I'm Nicholas Spalcy on the ground in Philadelphia at the Democratic National Convention. I just caught up with actor Billy Baldwin here at an event sponsored by the Creative Coalition. We discussed the convention, Hillary Clinton, and related issues in the presidential election. I also wanted to ask you about Cornel West. I interviewed him during the RNC, and he was saying that Hillary actually is worse on foreign policy. She's more of a hawk than Trump is.
Worse than who? He has no record. I mean, I would say that I don't want to comment on foreign policy because I can't do that as responsibly as I might on banking and the Defense Department. I think that Hillary Clinton is more comfortable on Wall Street and more comfortable in the Pentagon, especially after her experience with the State Department, than I'm comfortable with. So I'm not sure on every single issue. Actually, I don't even want to go there and say that I'm more comfortable. I'm not really comfortable with Donald Trump in any way, shape, or form. He's not fit for the office. He's like a baboon of a child, and I've known him for a long time. Not well. I've had a lot of interactions with him. I know Marla Maples from the 1980s, and I know Donald Trump well enough to know that he should run the Trump Corporation. And if a Republican were elected president and they wanted to have him on some committee or some advisory panel, I would welcome that. This is not a guy that has the temperament to lead the free world.
So you don't think his experience in business and managing such a large company could help in terms of managing the federal government?
I think that there could be a role for him to play, but you need like Warren Buffett's success and business acumen. If you have Warren Buffett at 45 years old, who kind of shot from the lip in a politically incorrect way, that's kind of what the people want. Not just on the Republican side, on the Democratic side too. The Founding Fathers created a system that's broken, and it's been broken for decades because of Citizens United. Corporations and special interests run this country. And the one man, one vote representative democracy that the Founding Fathers created doesn't exist anymore. And until that is the one thing that Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump could do to have the greatest impact. And if the Democrats get control of the Senate and they get the appointments in the Supreme Court, and they could overturn Citizens United and take this, I mean, Buckley Vallejo determined that money equals speech, so the Supreme Court supports Citizens United, but I don't think the Founding Fathers intended for an overwhelming and disproportional amount of free speech to go to Sheldon Adelson and the Koch brothers and George Soros on the left or the right. You know, these guys have a disproportional amount of influence in the process, and you can level the playing field by taking money out of politics, no special interests funding these campaigns or whatever they're called, the 527s or whatever. And if you just have public financing of campaigns, you could you could restore the dignity and the credibility to the founding principles of our democracy.
Some on the right say Hillary doesn't have credibility on that issue, particularly because she takes a lot of money from Goldman Sachs.
I did panel discussions on campaign finance reform, and on the panel was John McCain. And John McCain, when it was over, stood up and was taking off his microphone. He goes, "I'm sorry, I'm on my way to a $25,000 a plate fundraiser for the Republican Party." And he said, "I don't want this. I want to change this. I know you're going to think I'm a hypocrite, but this is the way the system works. And until you work with me to help us fix it, this is how it works." And I'm going to go to an event right now. It's $25,000, $250,000 a table to raise money for my reelection to the Senate, or for some, the RCCC or whatever it is. And he's saying he authored McCain-Feingold, which was comprehensive, sweeping changes for the campaign finance system. They created these mammoth, galactic loopholes in it that led to the mess that we currently find ourselves in. And the only way to address the issue is not a McCain-Feingold redo. You just take all of the money out of politics by having public funding. That levels the playing field. If you're running for Senate in California versus Senate in South Dakota, you don't get the same amount of money. TV buys, the cost of it's all going to be different. I don't know how they're going to figure that out, but they're going to have to put together, their blue ribbon panel to try and figure out how to finance this stuff, because the system, aside from climate change, which we have to address and address quickly, the issue of Citizens United and how campaigns are financed is, for me, singularly, one of the most important and pressing issues of this generation.
At the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia, I'm Nicholas Balassi.